Hi, this is Donna from Clever Crafters. Thank you so much for joining me. So tonight I'm going to be showing you how I make these little embellishments. So one of the wonderful things about embellishments is that you can use up your scraps. So we've all got plenty of them. And the other thing is that I really like to make embellishments when I've kind of lost my mojo. And I find that if I make a particular embellishment, so this is one that I just put together, and I repeated it and just kind of became almost an automaton and made them over and over again. And then I find that while I'm making them, I can think of all sorts of ideas of things that I can make using them. And that really helps get my mojo back. So I'm just starting with some circles that I've cut out. So I've used the circle dies here. So these are the nesting circles. There's 16 in the set, and you can see that I've just cut a couple of different sizes. I used an old book to cut the smaller size, and then I've just used black cardstock and some craft cardstock to cut the other round ones. I've also got a punch there that I used to cut the other scalloped ones. The punch from Stamping Up. But you know, if you've got scalloped dies, you can use them as well. I'm going to use a pen and some glue, some buttons with a bit of string in it, or cotton, I think I end up using tonight. So, and of course I'm going to use some distress ink and a dauber. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce that. Dauber sounds like I'm telling on somebody. But anyway, whatever. What I'm going to do is just put some ink on my finger dauber there. And I think I'm using a Distress Oxide Vintage Photo. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm using, and popping it around the edge. It's really interesting the impact that this makes on your project. So not just embellishments, but on your cards and in your scrapbook pages and everything as well. It really tends to add a bit of dimension, so which is great. This is an old book that I've cut out. Just be careful what content is on the pages, mind you. Not that you see a lot of the writing on these, but you know, just be careful that it's not inappropriate what you're using there. So not only do I do it around the book pages, but I'm also going to do it around this craft card here. So just to show you the difference that it makes, that impact that I was talking about, you can see that the one that I've put the ink around there, seems to have so much more depth or dimension than the one that didn't have it on there. So I'm going to make my embellishment tonight just using a plain round one, because most of us have the round dies. If not, I'll be putting links to those below in any case. But do you know, round dies, or it's easy enough to cut a circle, a couple of different sizes. And I'm just used one of the smaller pieces of paper. So the paper is, the book pages is smaller than the cardstock that I've used as the base. And you can see I've just popped some glue on that and stuck them together. So nothing really hard about this, nothing complex at all. Obviously I'm super fast with putting the glue and stuff on. This is actually sped up double time, so I don't totally bore you with this little bit here. And we're just sticking that flower in the center. So I literally just grabbed one of my scrap bags, a pink obviously, and just cut a whole pile of dies out. I showed you the die set earlier. Now I've got that really fine black pen, and I am literally drawing right on the edge of the flower, and then I'm going to do a little bit around the outside of it. The reason that I do this is because, I don't know if you noticed, but when I first stuck it on, you could hardly see it, but now it really, stands out. It's lovely. So I'm going to grab some of my buttons. Now, most of these buttons I bought at, like Good Sammy's or whatever, the, thrift shops. And I just divided them up into colors. I bought jars of them and divided them up into colors. So I've just used some cotton. This is double thread, and I've literally just stitched that through, but I'm tying it off at the top. I do a double knot, but I've cut one of those out, I think, and then trim it. This is going to go in the center. So when I'm adding embellishments, I've discovered that there's clear glue. I'm using the Crafter's Choice stuff from Spotlight. I'll put a link for that below as well. And I've transferred some into this little bottle with the finer point. I just find that with the plastics and things that sticks a lot better than the Smart Art glue that I use for all of my paper stuff. So pop some glue on the back of that, stick it in the center. You could have all of these prepped and be making some of these in front of the telly or whatever. They're just so nice and easy, and they go on so many great projects. Nice and flat, but with a bit of dimension. So I hope you've enjoyed this tonight. Here's a close-up look at some of the one that we made, and then a couple of others. I'd love you to like the video and subscribe to my channel. It all helps out. And I'd love you to give it a try and maybe post some on our Facebook page. Anyway, it's been lovely to have you join me again today. So stay safe and happy crafting.